All right, we're going to jump right in and do some math. Doing the math is a core Eureka Math belief. We believe that students do learn math best when they're doing the math, so we also believe that teachers teach better when they do the math first. So go ahead and show me your stick of 10 linking cubes. I've got mine right here. I've got 10 purple cubes right here. So go ahead and take off half of those cubes in one chunk. So now I'm left with 2 sets of 5. And trade one of those sets of 5, one of those 5 groups, with a partner, with a neighbor, so that you have 2 5 groups of 2 different colors. Great, so I've got my 10 cubes here again, 5 in orange and 5 in purple. You're going to have different colors than me. Right, so keeping in our theme of a story of units, let me tell you a math story. And as I'm telling this math story, I would like you to model using your cubes. Okay? All right, so there are 5 cars parked in a parking lot. All right, so show me five cubes. Why did we show 5 cubes? What does each cube represent? Good, each cube represents 1 cube, or 1 car. So thinking about those units and their representation. So now 3 more cars park next to those 5 cars. How many cars do we have total in the parking lot now? We have 8. We have 5 purple cars and 3 orange cars to make up that whole of the 8 cars. Great. All right, so I'm going to continue my story. So we've got our 8 cars in the parking lot, but now 5 cars drive away. What do we have left in the parking lot? 3. We have 3 what? 3 cars. That's right. Really focusing on that unit. So not only just stories, but story of units. All right. So now I'm going to change the value of one of our cubes here. One of our cubes is now worth 1/8, and we'll even add the context. We'll add some context here. It's 1/8 of an inch. All right. So show me 3 copies of 1/8. Great, so I put 3 1/8s together, and that gives me 3 copies of that 1/8. And we say the word copies because the word copies comes into play in grade 3, module 5, dealing with fractions, and it just makes it easier for students to hear and listen to the idea of unit fractions being joined together, as opposed to just saying, show me 3/8. They haven't really internalized that language of fractional units yet, so we keep it to making sure we're saying the unit fraction with it. So copies of 1/8, 3 copies of 1/8 gives us that 3/8. All right, so I have a plant, and my plant is 3/8 of an inch long, and then I put another plant right next to it, and it's 5/8 of an inch long. So I take my 5 1/8s, my 5 copies of 1/8, and I put them next to my 3 copies of 1/8. How long are the plants put together? Right, so we have 8/8, or 1 whole. 1 whole what? 1 whole inch. So I have a 3/8 of an inch plant, a 5/8 of an inch plant, and I've got 1 inch plant. It's a really small plant. Must be a seedling. Okay, so now we're going to change the value of each unit again, and this time we're going to use the unit of 4. So each cube is worth how much? 4. So we're going to just call them the units of 4s. All right, so if I have this many here, how many 4s does this show? Right, it shows 8 4s. So our total right here, our whole, is 8 4s. Use your colors to break apart 8 4s into 5 4s and 3 4s. Okay, so now I've got in my orange, I've got 5 4s. In my purple, I've got 3 4s. What parts do we have again? 5 4s, 3 4s. What's the value of the total? Right, we have 8 4s, that's our unit. What's the value of the total of what is 8 4s? Okay, so 5 4s would be 20. 20, what unit are we converting to right now? Are we changing this to? ones. We're changing it from 4s to 1s. So this would be 5 4s or 20 1s and 3 4s or 12 1s. Okay. And altogether we have 20 plus 12 gives us 32 1s. Okay. So we just experienced some part-whole relationships involving different units with cubes. Now we're going to take a look at that same idea of part-whole relationships with some number bonds. So if you go ahead and read page 1 of your participant handout, there's a section at the top called number bonds. Go ahead and read those directions there. All right, and what questions do you have about those directions? Okay, so just to clarify a little bit, when the directions say write number sentences, they're referring to equations. So you're going to write some equations. And we're going to stick pretty close to the timing here. So you're going to get 1 minute to look at those number bonds on your own and analyze them. You're going to get 2 minutes to share your analysis with a table partner. You're going to get 2 more minutes to write your equations referring to a few of those number bonds, and you're going to get then 2 more minutes to share your equations with a table partner. You can use the same table partner or you can use a different one. It's your choice. And then we'll do some sharing out as a group. Okay, ready? Go. The number bonds page is page 2 of your participant handout.